So, we meet again. I can't believe you're back. All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Let's see. Who can I say hello to you today? Well, of course, Ian and Erica. and Wesley's here. Uh, and Athavan is here, and Chloe, and Abigail, and Chester, and Liz, and Goshen. By the way, we're going to start in 5 minutes at the usual time, 2 o'clock East Coast time. Until then, we'll say hi to Audrey and Zach and Jonah and Brianna and Peter and Liam and Daniel and Evan and Luke and Reed and Jay and Bryce and in Michigan and Katie and another Katie and the Kylies are here and Theo and CJ and Aylin and Gavin and Jacob and Amelia are here. Hi to all of you and Sam and Gavin, Ben, Sarah and the Glass Gang. Hi to Kieran and Maddie, Julie and Josh. Sean, Ryan, Abe, Ariana, Emerson in Toronto. Hi. Henry, Kentucky, Ryan, Owen, Sean, and Bella and Pat and Lily. Hi to all of you. Alina, I'm not sure what that is. Luke and Anthony, Nora, Louise are here. Hi. The Hudsons, thanks for coming. To all of you, we'll get started in 4 minutes. Jack and Ben and Tampa and Lucas and the Phillips kids and Alabama, Evan, the Dolev from Connecticut, and Lucas and Phil and Jelana, Philip, Josh. Hi, I'm so glad you all came here today. And in Myrtle Beach, in Alabama. Oh, it's going now. I can read that fast. Jones, Wynn, Cooper, and Kit, and Rylan, and Brock, and Logan, and somebody in Texas, Natalia, Noah, and Jillian, Daniel, and Zachary, Leo, Tyler, Sophia. So glad you all came. Skyla's here, and Mary and June, Sean from Virginia, Joshua and Sophia. The Crosbys in Wisconsin are here. So glad you're represented. Benjamin's here, and the Tuttles, and Ekam, and Olivia, and Kieran. Juliet and Dylan, hi to all of you. William, you must have nothing better to do than listen to me today. Tanya and Ryan, Spencer and Shelby are here, and John, Evan, and Colton. Hi, Oliver from Philadelphia, and Billy in New Jersey, and Daniel, and Lucas, and Bryn, and Devin, and everybody else who's here. Maria in Texas, Claire, Meredith, and Marty. Brody and Zoe, William, Abby, and Isabel, and the Hugos. There's a dog named Iambo. Christian, Cassie. We'll get started in 2 minutes. Noam, Sandy, Bob, Wesley. Bob? There's no kids named Bob anymore, are there? Malin, Noam. I said Noam. Hudson and Cooper from St. Louis. Wesley, Jace, Sam, Evie, in Iowa, Finn in Iowa, Olivia. Hi to all of you. We got 2 minutes to go. Ann and Declan, and so many of you. Oh, we got less than 1 minute to go now, so I'm going to have to stop paying attention to guys and get to what I got to do. Molly. Hi, Molly. Take a quick sip. Say Bob. Okay, Bob. Okay. 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. Okay. You ready? Psyched. Okay. Adjust the glasses. Adjust my mental framework. You ready? There's a fly in the room. Hope you don't see him. Make that fly a star. It's go time, baby. Hi, everyone. Dan Gutman here. I am the author of the My Weird School series, as you know. And hey, you know what? Today is our 40th My Weird Read Aloud. 40 of these we've done. And if you missed any of them, you probably did, you can scroll for like an hour and a half here on Facebook, or you can go to my website, and they're all like conveniently organized one after the other, so you can read them there if you'd like. It's just www.dangutman.com. So let's get started with our question of the day, which our question comes from Stephanie and Sophia, who asked, are AJ and Andrea in love? Well, funny you should ask that, because another reader, Maria in New Rochelle, New York, she pointed out that there's like a secret clue in Tracy's space. There's a secret clue like in AJ's locker. If you look really carefully at AJ's locker, you might see a secret clue. Does anybody see the secret clue? Yes. Well, I'll tell you, AJ and Andrea are constantly bickering with each other like an old married couple. And AJ is constantly saying, I hate Andrea, I hate school, I hate Mondays, I hate broccoli, I hate this, and I hate that. But as you readers of My Weird School know, AJ and Andrea are in love, 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 love. And they'll probably grow up and get married someday. So that's the answer to the question. All right, so let's get to Miss Tracy is Spacey, our book of the week. We're almost finished with this book. We're going to finish it tomorrow. And as you know, it starts out with an announcement. Miss Universe is coming to the school. And all the dads think that it's Miss Universe, the beauty pageant winner. But it turns out to be this lady who teaches kids about astronomy and calls herself Miss Universe. And she's weird, as all the grown-ups are in My Weird School. But she teaches the kids about gravity and the solar system and all kinds of things about astronomy. And she gets into a big fight with Mr. Cooper, of course. But she takes the kids up to the roof. In the last reading, she took the kids up to the roof of the school to look at the stars. And amazingly, their old teacher, Mr. Granite from another planet, showed up because he had forgotten his car keys when he left Earth. So he had to come back and get his car keys. And then it turned out the car keys were in his pocket the whole time anyway. So that's where we left off yesterday. And today we're going to start with chapter 7, which is titled, It's Not Fair. All right, you guys ready? All right, gather around your big screen TV, your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone, whatever it is you're watching, and let's get started. Here we go. The next morning at school, Mr. Cooper came flying into the classroom. And I do mean flying. Mr. Cooper thinks he's a superhero, but he's not a very good one because he bumped into Ryan's desk, tripped over the garbage can, and fell on the floor. I'm okay, he said, jumping to his feet. Everybody open your math book to page 23. Ugh, I hate math. I was about to open my math book, but I never got the chance. You'll never believe who poked her head in the door at that moment. Nobody. Why would anybody want to poke their head into a door? You should know that by now. You really need to work on your reading comprehension. But you'll never believe who poked her head into the doorway. It was Miss Tracy. She was holding a bunch of big circles made out of cardboard. It is I, she announced, Miss Universe. Not again, Mr. Cooper grumbled, closing his math book. We need to work on our astronomy play, Miss Tracy said. Oh yeah, the play. Ugh. We had to put on a play for the whole school to cap off Space Week. The parents were invited to come and everything. I thought it would be fun to take a school a tour of the solar system, Miss Tracy told us. One of the second grade classes made these beautiful planets. Each of you can be a different planet. Ooh, I shouted. I have dibs on planet Earth. Ha! In Andrea's face. I beat her to it for once. So na boo-boo on Andrea. I like your enthusiasm, AJ, said Miss Tracy, but I don't think we need any of you to be planet Earth. Kids already know a lot about our planet. But who wants to be Saturn? It's such a beautiful planet with those pretty rings around it. I'll be Saturn, said Andrea, jumping out of her seat. My mom is always saying that I'm beautiful. Okay, Andrea, you can be Saturn, said Miss Tracy, handing Andrea one of the big cardboard circles. How come she gets to be Saturn? I shouted. It's not fair. I'm sorry, AJ, Miss Tracy told me. Andrea asked first. Let me see here. The rings of Saturn need to be attached, AJ. Will you please come up here and give Andrea the rings? Ooh, Ryan said. AJ is going to give Andrea a ring. They must be in love. It's a wedding ring, shouted Michael. If those guys weren't my best friends, I would hate them. I gave Andrea the rings of Saturn, complaining the whole time that it wasn't fair. And here's Jim's picture of Andrea getting the rings of Saturn. Okay. Mr. Cooper had been sitting in the back of the room, but he got up and came to the front. I'd like to make a suggestion, Mr. Cooper said. Instead of having the kids fight over which planet they get to be, maybe we should put all their names in a box and pick them randomly. That would make it fair to everyone. That's a good idea, said Miss Tracy. Does everybody agree that would be fair? Yes, we all said. Mr. Cooper found a cardboard box and put in slips of paper with all our names on them. Then he mixed the names up and handed the box to Miss Tracy. Let's start with Mercury, the planet that is closest to the sun, she said, reaching into the box and pulling out a name. Emily will be Mercury. Yay! Shouted Emily. Next will be Venus, said Miss Tracy as she reached into the box. Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love, and she will be Alexia. Yay! Shouted Alexia. Ugh, Miss Tracy said the L word. I'm glad she didn't pick me to be Venus. The god would make fun of me for the rest of my life. Next comes Mars, which was named after the Roman god of war, said Miss Tracy. Mars will be played by Michael. Booyah! Shouted Michael. Mars kicks butt. Bummer in the summer. I was hoping that I would be Mars. The next planet is the biggest planet, Jupiter, said Miss Tracy. Jupiter will be Ryan. Yay! Shouted Ryan. I'm the biggest, so that means I'm number one. I know a poem about Jupiter, said Andrea, raising her hand. I'd love to hear it, said Miss Tracy. Girls go to college to get more knowledge, recited Andrea. Boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. All the girls laughed, even though Andrea didn't say anything funny. Miss Tracy went to pick the next name out of the box. Next comes Saturn, she said. And the student who gets Saturn will be, yes, it's Andrea again. Yay! Shouted Andrea. Ugh, she always gets what she wants. It's not fair. Only 2 planets are left, said Miss Tracy as she reached into the box. Neptune is the coldest planet, and it will be played by Neil. Yay! Shouted Neil. I'm the coldest, so that means I'm number 1. Okay, said Miss Tracy. I have 1 student left and 1 planet left. Last but not least, AJ will be Uranus. What? Here's Jim's picture of AJ when he finds out that he's going to be Uranus. Okay. Everybody started giggling and elbowing and smirking. Oh, snap, said Ryan. AJ is Uranus. But I don't want to be Uranus, I shouted. It's not fair. Sure it's fair, AJ, said Mr. Cooper. Miss Tracy picked the names randomly. Uranus is a wonderful planet, AJ, Miss Tracy told me. It has 27 known moons. Hey, AJ, said Michael, I think you should pull your pants down in the middle of the play to show everybody the moons of Uranus. Everybody laughed, even though I didn't say anything funny. I don't want to be Uranus, I shouted again. Well, somebody has to be Uranus, said Miss Tracy. We can't have a tour of the solar system without Uranus. Does anybody want to switch planets with me? I asked the class. No, everybody replied. Hey, Arlo, said Andrea, maybe you can sing a little song about Uranus. Then she started singing that song she always sings from Annie. But instead of singing the word tomorrow, she sang Uranus. No, I shouted. I'm not singing a song about Uranus. What about Pluto? Why can't I be Pluto? Pluto isn't a planet, said Miss Tracy. What? My mother told me that Pluto was a planet, I said. Pluto was a planet, Miss Tracy replied, but it's not a planet anymore. Says who? What happened to Pluto? How can something be a planet one day, and then the next day, it's not a planet anymore? I wanted to run away to Antarctica and go live with the penguins. Penguins don't have to put on dumb plays and force one of them to be Uranus. Here's a picture of AJ in Antarctica with the penguins. Okay, so that's, I'm not the end. Everybody was laughing at me. The guys would be making fun of me forever. This was the worst day of my life. It's not fair. All right, that's the end of chapter 7. You guys for chapter 8? Okay, here we go. Chapter 8 is titled A Tour of the Solar System. All right. Space Week was almost over. The whole school had been involved. Some of the classes made arts and crafts projects about the solar system. Some wrote poems. The 5th graders got to go on a field trip to a planetarium. My dad dropped me off at school on his way to work. When we pulled into the drop-off line, there was a sign on the front lawn. Are you going to see our class play? I asked him. It's right after the morning announcements. Sorry, AJ, my dad replied. I have to get to work, but Mom will be there for sure. After the morning announcements, we walked 1,100,000 miles to the all-purpose room. I don't know why they call it the all-purpose room. You can't go kayaking in there. Sometimes we call it the all-porpoise room, even though there are no dolphins in there. Anyway, everybody from kindergarten up to 5th grade was in the all-purpose room. There was a special section for parents in the back, and it was filled with moms. There were no dads at all. Everybody was buzzing. But not really, because we're people and not bees. Mr. Klutz climbed up on the stage and made a peace sign with his fingers, which means, shut up. Welcome, everyone, announced Mr. Klutz. Blah, 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 blah. Space Week has been amazing. Blah, 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 blah. We learned a lot about astronomy. Blah, 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 blah. We couldn't have done it without Miss Tracy, or as we like to call her, Miss Universe. Miss Tracy climbed up on the stage and everybody gave her a round of applause. That's when you clap your hands in a big circle. And here's Miss Tracy coming up on stage as everyone gives her a round of applause. Thank you, Miss Tracy said, taking a bow. I've had a wonderful time with the students of elementary school. Blah, 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 blah. It would take a very long time to do a real tour of the solar system, but Mr. Cooper's 3rd grade class would like to take you on a simulated tour. We lined up on the stage with our cardboard planets. The lights dimmed. Weird music started playing. Emily stepped forward and a spotlight shined on her. I am Mercury, Emily said. I'm the smallest planet. My surface is wrinkled, and I have almost no atmosphere. but I have the most craters because I've been hit by lots of asteroids and comets. Everybody gave Emily a round of applause. Then Alexia stepped forward. I am Venus, Alexia said. I'm the hottest planet. It can reach 471 degrees Celsius on me. A day on Venus lasts longer than a year on Venus because I rotate very slowly. Everybody gave Alexia a round of applause as she turned around. Michael stepped forward. I am Mars, Michael said. They call me the red planet. If you lived on me, you could jump 3 times higher because I have less gravity than Earth. And I have the tallest mountain in the solar system. Michael got a round of applause. Ryan stepped forward. I am Jupiter, said Ryan. I'm more than twice as large as all the other planets put together. There's a storm on me that's been going on for 350 years. I wish it would stop already. More applause and a few laughs. Andrea stepped forward. I am Saturn, Andrea said. Aren't my rings pretty? They're made of chunks of ice and dust and rock. Oh, and I also have 53 moons. Applause. Neil stepped forward. I am Neptune, said Neil. I'm the farthest planet from the sun, almost 3 billion miles away. I'm blue, too, and that's why I was named after the Roman god of the sea. Applause. I stepped forward. I am Uranus, I said. That's when the giggling started in the all-purpose room. It's very hard to see Uranus. More giggling. You can see Uranus with your naked eye, but you can see it a lot better with a telescope. As soon as I said naked, all the guys started giggling. Uranus is tilted, so it's almost on its side. More giggling. Most people don't know this, but there are things around Uranus. Everybody in the audience was giggling. Even some of the parents were laughing at me. That's it. I decided that I had enough. Hey, knock it off, I shouted. I didn't want to be Uranus. I wanted to be Saturn. You think I like this? It's not my fault they named the planet Uranus. Laugh all you want. I'm going to keep saying it. Uranus, Uranus, Uranus. Everybody stopped laughing. Nobody said a word. There was total silence in the all-purpose room. You could hear a pin drop in there. Well, that is if anybody brought pins to the all-purpose room with them. Everybody was looking at me. Here's AJ with his cardboard cutout of Uranus. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I had to think fast. So I did the only thing I could do. I started a song Andrea made up. Uranus, Uranus, I love you, Uranus. I sang, you're always a day away. All the kids in my class joined in. The next thing I knew, everybody in the all-purpose room was singing the Uranus song. And when it was done, the audience gave me a standing ovation. Miss Tracy came over to me. She put a crown on my head and a sash around my neck. It said, Mr. Universe on it. Everybody went crazy. I thought that was the end of it, but you'll never believe what happened next. We have a special guest with us today, said Miss Tracy. I'd like to introduce the real Miss Universe. That's when another lady came out on the stage. She was pretty and smiling, and she was wearing a bathing suit. And here's the real Miss Universe coming out onto the stage with AJ. Hi, everybody, said the real Miss Universe as she waved her hand. All the moms rushed forward to take pictures of the real Miss Universe. My husband will love this, one of the moms said. How about a picture of Miss Universe and Mr. Universe together, suggested Mr. Claus. Sure, said the real Miss Universe. And then she put her arm around me while everybody took pictures. It was the greatest day of my life. Hey, How come AJ gets to be Mr. Universe? Shouted Ryan. I want to be Mr. Universe. It's not fair, said Michael and Neil. Na 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 boo boo on them. All right, that's the end of chapter 8. Tomorrow, we're going to read chapter 9 and finish this book. But first, how about our joke of the day? You guys ready? Okay, the joke of the day is from Alexis from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. And Alexis asked, what's the difference between the people of Dubai and people of Abu Dhabi? What's the difference between people of Dubai and people in Abu Dhabi? You ready? The people of Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but Abu Dhabi do. Get it? Abu Dhabi do. Ask your parents. Okay, so let's play it out with our friends, Josh and Ryan, who gave us the wonderful song that we have every day to end with.
My weird school, I'm AJ and my school's a mess. My weird school, before a school is fine, I guess. My weird school, where odd is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. Where youngers and walkers, and Mrs. Daisy is crazy, Mrs. Coon is loony, and this lady is zany, and then there's her principal, his name's Mr. Klutz, and man, oh man, is that man nuts? My weird school, a million hundred hours long. My weird school, where normal things do not belong. My weird school, where odd is cool, and the teachers change as a rule. And my weird school, my weird school, oh yeah, it's my weird school.
See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Read like crazy. Wash your hands. Bye.